Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia, where we love making wreaths. And in today's video we are going to be doing a crisscross wreath using this beautiful sign. The best thing about it is we're going to use one roll of 10-inch Deco mesh that's by 10 yards, and that's all you're going to need. So it is budget friendly. Joining me today in the intro is Mr. Simba. You want to give me 5? Yeah, high five. He's such a sweet cat. Without further ado, let's get started on our beautiful fall crisscross wreath. Let's go over the supplies for this wreath, and I'm going to start with the Deco mesh because there are many variations that can be substituted for this Deco mesh. Therefore, I will insert a few other ways I have done this wreath in the description box below, so click on those videos if you would like to see those. For example, I'm going to be using only one roll of Deco mesh that is 10 inches in width and 10 yards in length. You can also substitute it by using 2 different colors, and if you have Deco mesh that's maybe halfway used, that would be great for this wreath. Also, you can use a 21-inch roll of Deco mesh, either 1 or 2. For ribbon, I'm going to be using this stunning velvet ribbon that's 2.5 inches. It's wired. This was thrifted, but I will try to find something similar and leave a link in the description box. And then I'm going to be using this beautiful buffalo check pumpkin ribbon. So lovely. It's 1.5 inches, also wired. When it comes to pipe cleaners, you need 2 sets, 12 of each, for a total of 24. It doesn't matter if you're using 1 roll or 2 rolls, you still want to use 2 different colors of pipe cleaners. Dark blueberries, they're going to be our embellishment for the wreath, and they're going to go really lovely with the berries on our sign that I got at Temu. For our wreath base, I'm using a 14-inch metal wreath form. A few 6-inch zip ties. To cover the back of the wreath, I'm going to be using a placemat that is 14.5 inches in diameter. The first thing I'm going to do is attach my pipe cleaners, and if you are new to my channel, welcome my friends, but if not, you know that I like to keep this step as simple as possible. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pipe cleaner on rows 1 and 2 right in the center. Just like that, on rows 1 and 2, and we're going to fold it towards the center. I'm going to go ahead and complete the entire row. As simple as that, 1 in each of the 6 sections. The next step, we are going to go on rows 3 and 4. Put a pipe cleaner there, straight in the middle, 2 twists, and we're going to fold out. I'm going to repeat that going all the way around. So on rows 3 and 4. We have our first 12 pipe cleaners done, 6 on the inside, rows 1 and 2 straight in the center of each section, 6 on the outside, right on that little crossbar on rows 3 and 4. Now we're going to take the second color. And I do recommend your colors to be contrasting so they're easy to find when you're actually making the wreath. All I'm going to do with this color is do the opposite of what's already on here. If this one is on row 3 and 4, we're going to go on row 1 and 2 and do the exact same thing. 2 twists. This one's on the outside. We're going to do a complete opposite. Now that we've done all the opposites from the outside row, let's do all the opposites from the inside row, which was on rows 1 and 2 straight in the center. All right, there's the opposite of that on rows 3 and 4, just like this. And that's it, my friends. I know it looks a lot, but you know what? We have contrasting colors. We're going to take it step by step, And we're going to make a gorgeous wreath. All the pipe cleaners are on. At this point, decide which color you're going to start with first. I would start with the one that would blend in more with your deco mesh and the one that will stand out more. We're going to finish with that one. In this case, it's the black one, just because it's going to be much easier for me to see the black one when I'm doing the crossing part of the wreath. Today I'm going to be attaching my deco mesh just a teeny weeny bit differently. What I would usually do, and you can definitely do it this way, is start with your first pipe cleaner, in my case the orange, and make 10-inch loops going all the way around, just zigzagging from one to the next. When you're done, you're going to jump onto the black pipe cleaner and then zigzag all the way around doing 10-inch loops. But today, what I'm going to do is when I'm doing that first little row, which would be the orange, instead of 10 inches, I'm going to go down to 9.5, and I'm going to go around twice. We should have enough deco mesh to go around twice on the orange if we go down to 9.5, just to make sure. And then we're going to make the full 10-inch loops when we move on to the black pipe cleaner. So let's do this. First, we're going to make a little tail, attach it to my first orange pipe cleaner. Bring in that zip tie. You can use a 4-inch, a 6-inch, and zip tie it about 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from the pipe cleaner. Let's cut off the excess. The tail is beautifully laid on the wreath form and not going to be in anyone's way. My 10 inches is this bright blue square. So I'm going to start by stopping at about 9.5, and then I'm going to move on to the next orange pipe cleaner. That's it. You're just zigzagging along. And I had a few of you ask, what do you do with one roll of deco mesh? This is a great method. As you can see, the poofs on this wreath are not that small, and that's because there's only about a 3-inch distance in between our pipe cleaners. Therefore, I think it's just fine to do a 9.5-inch loop. Doing a double like I'm doing in this wreath is definitely up to you, but if you are going to do it, go ahead and poof out the deco mesh as you're going along, especially that first time around, because that's going to make it easier when you're putting on that second row. I went all the way around, and at this time, your deco mesh should have a little bit of memory, so I'm just going to untwist a little bit and put in that last loop. And now I'm about to do that same thing and go around the second time. Let's measure our 9.5 inches, and we're going to go right over, and I'm making sure my poof is opened as I'm doing this. Let's put this in. After going around once, I continued going, and here are a few that I overlapped. As you can see, look how sparse these are, and look how full these are. So it does help tremendously when you give that extra little layer, especially on a plain deco mesh like this that doesn't have much foiling. While this deco mesh does have foiling, it doesn't have heavy foiling like sometimes those gorgeous deco mesh rolls are. And so I thought this would be a great way to utilize the entire roll and have a beautiful full wreath. I'm done with the second row of my deco mesh poofs on the orange pipe cleaner. Now I'm going to go straight down to the black. That is it. I mean, it's so easy and of course so much fun. So let's do a few twists and let's get going with making 10-inch loops on the outside row. Now I'm measuring my full 10 inches, and I'm going to start crossing over to the other black pipe cleaner. Now, if you want, you can definitely pull these up so you can see them all the way around. It's going to make it a little bit easier, and we attach. 10 inches, and we attach, poofing out my deco mesh as I'm crossing over. I'm on my last loop, and this is what I have left from my deco mesh. So I am going to go ahead, measure 10 inches, and there's my tail. I hardly have to cut anything because it's just perfect. After attaching, and by the way, I'm attaching it right on top, I'm going to push it down, and you can either push it down between rows 3 and 4 or rows 2 and 3. I think I'm going to push it down to rows 2 and 3. And then open up that poof, and the entire roll of deco mesh has been used up. Oh, I love that. Now let's take care of the tail from the back. Grab another zip tie, and let's attach it to row 3. I'm going to trim the tail down just a little bit, and then push it in between the deco mesh, and it's gone. Here's where we started. Here's where we ended. The next thing we want to do is get rid of some pipe cleaners. And here is the rule I go by. If my sign is smaller than the inside row pipe cleaners, then I'm going to get rid of the outside row pipe cleaners so that we can put our ribbon bundles on the 6 inner pipe cleaners of the wreath. As you can see, this sign is definitely on the smaller end. So I'm going to start getting rid of all the pipe cleaners on the outside row. To get rid of the pipe cleaners on the outside row, I'm just going to continue twisting about 1 inch away from the connection. Cut the extra pipe cleaner off, and then just fold in and fold back. Same thing with the orange ones. Now I'm going to pull all my pipe cleaners out, and I'm going to be keeping all 12. On 6 black ones, I'm going to be putting the ribbon bundles, and the 6 orange ones, well, we're going to do something super cute with those. To cut a ribbon, I'm going to be cutting it into 11-inch strips, and I'm going to need 12. When you zigzag your ribbon, you're going to fold both ends in half and cut out a little triangle so that we get dovetails on both sides. This ribbon is just so stunning. I don't know, I love it. We're going to do the same thing we did with the 2.5-inch ribbon. Cut it into 11-inch strips, and we're going to need 12 strips of this ribbon also. Just like our black ribbon, I'm going to fold this one in half and cut out a little triangle so that we can make dovetails. The ribbon is all cut up, and now it's time to make our ribbon bundles. If you hear purring, it's Simba. He has been just in such a happy mood this morning. I'm going to take 2 black and then 2 orange and start crisscrossing them. Some people like to lay them all straight. I kind of like to do this because I feel like you find the center real quick, and then it's easy to open it up later on. I'm going to be attaching these to the black pipe cleaners. 2 twists. At this time, I'm also going to grab the little berries, and then they do have little plastic part in between them, so I'm going to put them on, work them into the bundle, and then continue twisting my pipe cleaner, cut it off, fold it, and then fold it back behind the ribbon. And that's how simple and beautiful our little bundles are going to be. Going to continue putting them together. 2 of the black, 2 of these gorgeous little pumpkin ones that look so beautiful on top of the black ribbon. Attach it, 2 twists, grab another bundle, and attach the berries, and here we go. I just twist them in place. Fold the pipe cleaner and fold it behind the ribbon. So super easy, right? All the ribbon bundles are on. Next, we're going to attach the sign. This sign does have 2 holes on top right here, but we're not going to use those. I'm just going to use 2 pipe cleaners and attach them from the back. I folded my pipe cleaners in half, making sure I have a little flat area in the center. 2 felt scrap pieces. I'm going to put 1 pipe cleaner on top and 1 at the bottom. So a little bit of hot glue, just a little line. Put the pipe cleaner right on. And then I'm going to put some hot glue on top, some at the bottom. Grabbing my felt piece and put that right over. And trust me, my friends, this pipe cleaner is going nowhere. Now it's time to add our sign to the wreath. Let's attach it. I'm going to do just a little twist here. Oh, I think that's on beautifully. Now I'm going to go in the back, twist my pipe cleaners all the way up, and then wrap them around the wreath base. A quick check where the top of my wreath is. I am going to grab a piece of jute cord. I put it on row 2, do a little knot to secure it in place. And the most important thing is I'm going to pull it through the front. And that's because we are ready to cover the back. Grab my placemat. And this time I'm going to grab my business card and just staple it in place. I don't sell my wreaths, but sometimes I'll give them to some neighbors or my niece's classroom, and at least they know who made it. Now that I have that, I'm going to take 3 zip ties, lay them out in a little triangle. So I just like to do that right away, and then attach. When you're attaching, it doesn't have to be too tight. Cut the tail off and send it to the back. Here is our second one and the third one. Now that our back is taken care of, let's go to the front. I'm going to start opening up all my ribbon bundles. After I do the ribbon bundles, we have one more step, and that is our pipe cleaners that we have in between, the orange ones. I am going to cut them down just a tiny bit. And when I mean tiny bit, I mean maybe ½ an inch. And then I'm going to go back to my berries and get some extra ones. And yes, we are going to hot glue them to our pipe cleaners. A little bit of hot glue, and I put it right on. Let's do another one. Hot glue, just a little dot. Our pipe cleaner is orange, just like our Deco mesh, so it's going to look like these little berries are floating in the air. It's going to look adorable. I'm done attaching all my berries. I think they look so pretty with the orange. In the comments below, please let me know how you like this whole orange and blue theme. I think it's so pretty. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought the wreath came out so beautiful, and I love that pumpkin ribbon that we used. Really pretty. If you're subscribed to this channel, thank you so much for all your support and love. And if you're not and love wreath tutorials like this, I would love for you to subscribe for more. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you in our next video. All right, Simba? That's right. Bye, guys. Give me 5. Yay!